Drake discovered the hard way that Kendrick Lamar is not the person you want to have a beef with. As if winning not one, not two, but 5 Grammys for his Drake diss song Not Like Us wasn't enough to embarrass Drake, Kendrick also performed the song at the Super Bowl. But that wasn't all. He brought Serena Williams on stage to do the dance while he attacked Drake during his performance. I can assure you that everyone was in shock, but it appeared that Drake was not present when Kendrick brought his ex on stage because he completely lost it and declared the beef open once more. Does this mean Drake will hit the studio and release another diss track? How in the world was Kendrick able to persuade Serena to diss Drake? Let's break it down. To start, it probably wasn't that hard for Kendrick to convince Serena to go on stage because she despises Drake. I wouldn't be shocked if she actually asked him to let her perform. After all, it's not the first time she's danced to the song. You all remember the walk she did during her presentation last year. If I've learned anything this year, it's that none of us, not even myself, should ever argue with Kendrick Lamar.
They not like us. They not like us.
Hey! He will make your hometown not like you. The next time Drake sits courtside at a Raptors game, they're gonna Forrest Gump him.
Do you all know that she despises straight people? But what exactly transpired between them to make her so angry? Her presentation had nothing to do with Kendrick or Drake, yet she still managed to slip it in. This kind of behavior isn't surprising for Drake because he has a disturbing history of crashing out whenever he is rejected by a woman, spending years taking digs at them. We've seen him go after Rihanna for years, making crude remarks about her and her new partner. Drake and Serena used to be together, but after they broke up, he couldn't move on and made it his personal goal to humiliate her as much as possible. For no apparent reason, you'd assume Rocky would get the memo and leave, even though Rihanna hasn't shown him any attention since their breakup. However, Drake's obsession with women in the industry didn't end with Rihanna. For example, he made it clear for years that he was into Halle Berry, openly expressing his admiration for her in interviews and on social media. Despite his persistence, Halle never paid him any attention because she didn't feel the same way about him. Instead of taking the hint, Drake continued to make dubious remarks about her, sometimes crossing the line into outright inappropriate territory. One of the most embarrassing moments occurred when she announced her pregnancy. Instead of simply congratulating her like a normal person, Drake used it as an opportunity to make another pointless remark.
A fixation with Halle Berry, but she's already
I do.
Regos and
Yeah. That was unfortunate, but
would you really have, like, let's say she wasn't?
Yeah.
Would you seriously consider
Like being?
Drake didn't just mention Halle Berry at random. He actually referenced her in a few of his songs, but not in a flattering way. Instead, it came across as really unnerving. For instance, in his verse on Migos Versus remix, he described taking a famous girl somewhere with no paparazzi, saying, "No one can stop me from attempting to conceive Halle Berry." If that doesn't sound creepy, I don't know what does. It wasn't charming or playful, it was just strange. Halle had never expressed any interest in him. The situation took an even more bizarre turn when Drake chose to use a picture of Halle Berry as the cover art for his song Slime You Out featuring SZA from his album For All the Dogs. Rather than selecting a generic image or something that truly fit the song's theme, he chose a throwback photo of Halle getting slimed at the 2012 Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. This was all while he was publicly fantasizing about her in a way that gave the impression he had some sort of claim over her.
No one is safe from the slime!
The slime poses a threat to everyone. He had previously asked Halle if he could use her picture, and she had said no, so it was weird as hell that he did it anyway. However, that was just Drake's usual behavior, and to no one's surprise, he did the same to Serena Williams, which is why she despises him so much. He seems to have a problem with women moving on because not only has Serena moved on from him, but she's also married and has 2 children. So what exactly did Drake do or say about Serena last year? Drake suddenly posted a massive 100 gigabytes cache of content on an unidentified website known as 100gigs.org. Additionally, he secretly updated his Instagram account, plot twist, since late June and used it to reveal the surprise instead of his official channels. This wasn't just a collection of data. It was a goldmine. There was a treasure trove in the data dump. Fans got a unique look into Drake's creative process with never-before-seen footage of him working on some of his most famous albums, including a vault of unreleased tracks featuring artists like Latto, Young Thug, and 21 Savage. But that was only the beginning. As if that weren't enough, the collection included behind-the-scenes photos with artists like Jay-Z, Kanye West, Rihanna, and Cameron, as well as appearances from some of the major players in Drake's inner circle. We may never know why Drake decided to drop this massive amount of content, but rumors suggest it was a calculated distraction from his increasingly messy feud with Kendrick Lamar. If that was the plan, however, things didn't go as expected. The drama with Kendrick only got worse, and this so-called diversion hardly made a difference. On top of that, Drake included a little extra tea for the fans in the 100 gigabytes data drop. Buried in all that footage was a clip of him working on Too Good with Rihanna, casually revealing that the song wasn't really about her, but was actually about his other ex, Serena Williams. To make it even funnier, he wasn't confessing this to a close friend or an industry insider. He was telling his mother, Sandra, as if it were no big deal.
Up-and-coming relationships, everything's going to be very light, not going to get like heavily into things.
No, I get heavy on a couple drugs, but this is more about me and Serena, so I
gathered that.
But I wanted to make a song.
But you don't want it to be
Well, it's funny because when I make songs about women, I also make songs for them, so I know what kind of song to make. If I'm going to talk about them, I'll at least do them the justice of making them a song that they like.
Yeah.
Okay? So I know Serena very well, and I know that she'll hear it loud and clear, but she'll also not hate me for it because it's lighthearted. You know?
And she is seeing someone else.
I don't know, Mom.
For a brief history, remember how I said that Drake has a way of turning the tables on women who reject him? Well, Serena and Drake had the rumor mill buzzing all the way back in 2010 with whispers of a romance. But just like Rihanna, Serena never really claimed him. Instead, she kept things cute and unconfirmed. Meanwhile, Drake, as usual, was out here acting like a lovesick puppy. Fast forward to the present, and Serena is happily married to Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian. They have a beautiful life together with their two adorable daughters. Honestly, people weren't wrong to speculate about Drake's obsession, but his energy completely changed the moment Serena made her relationship official. Rather than simply moving on like a grown man, he chose to be petty and took a shot at Alexis in his song Middle of the Ocean from his collaborative album with 21 Savage. Drake rapped, "Sidebar, Serena, your husband is a groupie / he claims we don't have any issues." It was ridiculous considering how he had been moaning for her for years. Alexis, however, responded in the most elegant way imaginable. When he posted a picture of himself and their daughter Olympia at one of Serena's tennis matches, he captioned it, "The reason I stay winning is because I'm relentless about being the absolute best at everything I do, including being the best groupie for my wife and daughter." Drake tried to cover up his real target by posting a lot of distractions, hoping people wouldn't notice. But he wasn't as slick as he thought. Fans figured it out pretty quickly. Now, Serena was too classy to clap back at him for that, but she definitely got her lick back at the Super Bowl. She walked, did her thing, and made a statement without saying a word. Meanwhile, Drake uploaded a video of himself talking about Serena with his mother, as if that would change anything. The absurd thing about this is that she didn't even get paid for her performance. Super Bowl appearances don't come with a paycheck for artists. She just did it out of pure resentment toward Drake. Drake, on the other hand, didn't take it lightly. During a concert in Melbourne after the Super Bowl, he changed the lyrics to this song Knife Talk to say, "Beef is live, spoiler alert, I never die," making it clear that he did not approve of Kendrick and Serena's decision. Drake is furious about this, and honestly, it's hard to blame him. Fans noticed that Kendrick brought out Serena Williams to take a walk, right after Drake publicly chased her for years and constantly made fun of her for rejecting him. Wow, that man is the epitome of chaotic goodness. Okay, so I lied when I said Serena Williams' walk on Drake's tomb was the greatest thing I've ever seen, because this was even better. Drake and Serena were together for years, and this was her retaliation and her peace. But what do you guys think? Did Kendrick go too far by involving Serena in this, or was it the right thing to do? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to watch the next video.